It is Monday, October 4th. We're in October. Oh my God. And it's a gorgeous day, mostly. I have some new toys and some other stuff to talk about all today on Guy's Daily Drive. Bam. There. Hello everyone, welcome to Guy's Daily Drive. I am trying out a new bit of hardware. I'm using the iPhone 13 now with its better camera than the iPhone SE2. Not that it's going to make that much difference with Facebook and YouTube's compression, which is where this video will end up. And of course the audio pretty much remains the same as it always is, with lots of car noise and me trying not to kill myself while doing Guy's Daily Drive and driving down the road. So what this is, now what I used before was this collection, and it took me a while to get all the pieces together of GoPro accessories to mount on or around the rear view mirror so that I could have this camera at eye level. Come on. Bus is gone, so we can all move forward now. Thank you. Well, there's another one just up ahead. And when I went to Chicago, I took it with me. I disconnected it from this car, which is a pain in the neck because of how the clamps work, and took it to Chicago with me. But then once I got there, I think I told you this, that I couldn't use it in the minivan that I was kind of forced to use. Damn you, Thrifty. Yeah, I'm not letting you off the hook yet. So when I got back, this was last week, I started looking for something that would be better. And I found this, and from the description, I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work, and it's kind of intended. Its use case is pretty much exactly what I'm using it for, which is to mount a cell phone underneath your rear view mirror. Now, the intention, I'm sure, was so that excuse me, you could have your maps, your GPS and things along those lines at eye level so that you could see them without having to look down or depend on other means. And it would work great for that. I have CarPlay, so my GPS stuff is handled through that. But I could very easily live with not having CarPlay and just do it right here through the phone. Just have Apple Maps or Waze or Google Maps or whatever just right here at eye level. And it's, now that I've got the iPhone 13 with its bigger screen, it would work quite well in that regard. In fact, it would have worked well with the SE2 also, SE22. So what it does is there's 4 clamps at the top, and the bottom of these clamps kind of move up and down on heavy duty springs so that you can adjust it to go around and clamp onto your rear view mirror. And then there's these the second part of the clamps kind of slide in and out with some resistance so that you can tighten it up against the mirror. And then coming down, there's a swing arm that you can adjust, as well as another clamp that you put your phone into. And I'll have to see if I can remember to link to this But it was, I mean, I think it was under 20 bucks for this. And it's much sturdier than what I was using before. And I have struggled in the past to find something that was better, or something that was going to keep from just bouncing all over the place. And I think this is going to do it. This is much better than what I was using before. So I like it. What else? Got back with Gaz this weekend to record the MyMac.com podcast. We hadn't done one in 2 weeks. Couldn't do one in Chicago for various technical reasons. And I go into that whole story on the MyMac podcast 867, which is out right now. So please go and check that out. If you're not subscribed to the MyMac.com podcast, well, you should be. It's usually it's a little more than an hour of Gaz and I just talking about, I mean, we're mostly talking about Apple stuff, but it's really just an excuse to get together and shoot the breeze. We have a really good time doing that show. And we've been doing it for a very long time. So go and check out the MyMac.com podcast. While I was in Chicago, I did In Touch with iOS. So if you look not at the latest one, which, look at the latest one, but the one before the latest one is the one that I did at Dave Ginsburg's home. And so much fun. It was really good to get together with him, even if he wasn't impressed by all of my microphones that I so stupidly brought with me. I'm not going to do that again. Unless there is like a really, 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 really good reason, I will take a grand total of 3 microphones. And that's one for me, one for a guest, and then a USB microphone, just in case, because sometimes gear goes bad. And if gear goes bad, you need to have a backup. And a USB, the ATR 2005 2100, who is it that makes the Q2U? It's not Samsung. Whoever it is that makes that, that's another, it's basically the same microphone. The Knox KN1, if you can still find one. I don't think they make them anymore, but these are all handheld USB dynamic microphones that just connect directly to your computer over USB, and they sound fine. They sound really good for how much they are, and these are all well under $100. In fact, the latest one from Audio Technica, which is the, I want to say, ATR 2100-X, is USB-C. All the rest of these are micro USB to USB-A. The original USB connector. So those are all good things to have, but I did get a new case. So I've got a little more room. It's not as tall as the one I was using, but it still fits everything. If I can find one that's a little bit taller, but around the same size, maybe even a little bit larger than what I got this weekend, that would be good. But I can fit everything in this. I fit the interface, the Behringer UMC 204, 2 TM58, basically SM58 microphones, a couple of FedHead microphone boosters, 4 XLR cables to make everything fit. And the only thing I can't fit inside the case is the mic stands that I use, which include shock mounts for that size microphone. But I just have a separate little bag that I put those in. But everything easily fits inside of a standard backpack. So, I mean, literally, when the whole thing, when I went to Chicago, with how much gear I took with me, and I didn't use any of it. I mean, I had my laptop, MacBook Air, which is running the Mojave Beta, which I didn't realize meant that I couldn't use all the audio apps from Rogue Amoeba that I use all the time. And it was like, oh, so stupid. And I didn't find that out until we were going to go ahead and do a podcast live at virtual Macstock, which meant we couldn't do a podcast at virtual Macstock, which sucks. I had a separate bag with like 12 microphones in it. God only knows why. I had my 13-inch iPad Pro with Apple's smart keyboard because my Bridge one broke recently. I had a separate smaller monitor that I could hook up to either the iPad Pro for reasons or to the MacBook Air if I needed more real estate. I also had my Samsung Galaxy S10 phone and the little dock that I use for that to use Dex. And I kind of planned, I mean, the original plan was I was going to show some of this stuff off, but there just wasn't time, and frankly, wasn't enough interest from them. There was so much else going on that it was like, oh, well, you should see this. And they're like, yeah, we'll get to it. And we never did, just because people were busy. You know, when you're trying to put on a virtual conference, the last thing you need is someone showing up with 12 microphones and an alternative way of using a smartphone that isn't related to Apple, even though what you're doing is an Apple show, in essence. So all of that was just wasted space that I had in either on the suitcase or with me that I had to take through customs and all the rest of that. So next time I'll be cutting way down. Everything into a single backpack, not a whole bunch of extra stuff. And that's what I'm going to do. I say that now, but we'll see if I'm able to stick to it. Hi, Larry. That is going to do it, I think, for today. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I really appreciate the fact that you are here, whether it is live or through Memorex, through tape. No, through the magic of time-shifted content. If you would like to send me an email, you would send that to podcast@vertshark.com. You can reach me on the Twitters. I am MacParrot and VertShark. VertShark.com is the website. You can find me over on the YouTubes. Just look up VertShark there, and you'll see all the videos that I do. And while you're there, like, share, subscribe to all of these things I'm talking about. Like, share, subscribe. It's so easy. Listen to the MyMac.com podcast that I do with Gaz and have been for over 11 years now. Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices that I'm on, not every Tuesday, unfortunately, but on a lot of Tuesdays. I go on, it's a great panel show with lots of wonderful, wonderful people, much smarter than me. But, that doesn't raise the bar very high. What else? What else is there? You can help support the things that I do. Patreon.com/MacParrot. Coffee. Buy me a coffee. ko-fi.com/MacParrot. Or pay a pal at paypal.me/MacParrot. So that is everything. I really appreciate the fact that you have joined me here today on Guy's Daily Drive. And I will see all of you, that's right, all of you next time right here on Guy's Daily Drive. Bye-bye.